अस्सलातु वस्सलाम अलैका या रसूलुल्लाह वस्सलाम अलैका या हबीब अल्लाह। व्यूअर्स, उम्मीद करता हूँ आप सब लोग खैरियत से होंगे। अल्लाह ताला आप सब लोगों को सेहत के साथ लंबी ज़िंदगी अता फरमाए। मेरी आप लोगों से गुजारिश है कि मेरे इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लें और घंटे और लाइक के बटन को दबा दें ताकि मेरी हर नई आने वाली वीडियो आप तक पहुँच सके। और मेरी इस वीडियो को शुरू से लेकर आखिर तक देखना है ताकि आप कानून से मुतल्लिक आगाही हासिल कर सकें। Number 9. Unlawful assembly and maintenance of public peace and securities. Section 129. Assembly to disperse and command of magistrate of police officer. First, any officer in charge of the police station may command any unlawful assembly or any assembly of 5 or more persons likely to cause a disturbance of the public peace to disperse, and it shall thereupon be the duty of the members of such assembly to disperse accordingly. Number 2. Omitted by A.O. 1949. Commentary. Unlawful assembly and maintenance of public peace. Chapter number 9 relates to unlawful assemblies and maintenance of public peace and security. This is a second breach of the presentative provisions of the code. It deals with an assembly which is unlawful, section 141 PPC, or which is likely to cause a breach of peace. And assembly of the kind described may be commanded to disperse either by a magistrate or an officer in charge of a police station, section 129 CRPC, if the assembly shows no disposition to disperse, collaterally force may be employed to disperse it, and it is permissible to requisition and aid of any male person, section 128 CRPC, where this is ineffectual. The magistrate of the highest rank present may cause it to be dispersed by the armed forces, section 129 CRPC. The military must use minimum force and cause minimum injury to person and property, section 130 CRPC, in case of emergency when no magistrate present, a commissioned army officer can act on his own initiative, but he should communicate with the nearest magistrate at the earliest opportunity, section 131 CRPC. The officer has also power to take into custody any offending person. The officer has also power to take into custody any offending person, section 131 CRPC. No person acting under the chapter is liable to the criminally prosecuted except within the section of the provincial government of section 132 CRPC. Section 128. Use of civil force to disperse if upon being so commanded any such assembly does not disperse, or if without being so commanded it conducts itself in such a manner as to show as determination not to disperse any omitted officer in charge of a police station may proceed to disperse such assembly by force and may require the assistance of any male person not being an officer. Soldier, sailor, or airman in the armed forces of Pakistan and acting as such for the purpose of dispersing such assembly and, if necessary, arresting and confirming the persons who form part of it. In order to disperse such assembly, or that they may be punished according to law, provided that for dispersing any assembly, faring shall not be restored to accept under the specific direction of an officer of the police not below the rank of and assistant superintendent or deputy superintendent of police. Section 29. Use of the armed forces if any such assembly cannot be otherwise dispersed and if it is necessary for the public security that it should be dispersed. The police officer of the highest rank, not below an assistant superintendent or deputy superintendent of police, which is present, may causes it to be dispersed by the armed forces. Section 130. Duty of officers commanding troops required by magistrate to disperse assembly. First, when a police officer at the superintendent at the highest rank, not below an assistant superintendent or deputy superintendent of police, determines to disperse any such assembly by any group of person. By the armed forces, he may require any officers there of an command of assembly with the help of the armed forces under his command and to arrest and confine such persons forming part of it as the magistrate or such police officer may direct, or as it may be necessary to arrest and confine in order to disperse the assembly or to have them punished according to law. Number 2, every such officer shall obey such requisition in such manner as he thinks fit, but in so doing he shall use a little use as little force and do as the inquiry and arresting and detaining such persons. Section 131. Power of commissioned military officers to disperse assembly when the public security is manifestly in, endangered by such assembly and when no police officer of highest rank not below as assistant superintendent and the deputy superintendent of police can be communicated with. Any commissioned officer of the Pakistan Army may disperse such assembly by military force and may arrest and confine any persons forming part of it. In order to disperse such assembly or that they may be punished according to law, but it while he is acting under this section, it becomes practicable for him to communicate with a police officer not below the rank of assistant superintendent or deputy superintendent of police. He shall do so and shall therefore there of forward obey the instructions of the such police officer as to whether he shall or shall not continue such action.